Kamel Hoffman from ABC Wireless and Clothing, business license B-33, case number SV 2013-001. Is there someone here from ABC Wireless?
There is, for the record,
Okay, I think you have to hold it for a second, get to the screen.
All right, for the record, Michael McGrath on behalf of the village. I was contacted by attorney Jason Danilian this afternoon. I forwarded him a copy of the charges as well as the police reports for this matter. He's reviewed them prior to coming here today. He's here with his clients. I've had a chance to speak with him and how he wants to proceed, and I don't have any objection to it, is by way of stipulation. That being that you're going to hear some facts that 3 employees from the business license holder of ABC Wireless and Clothing, they currently have pending felony charges against them. So they are not here tonight, and if they came in, they would invoke their Fifth Amendment right not to testify anyways, because anything they can testify or what they would state could be potentially used against them in court. So that's why they're not coming in here, and they really don't even need to be here. The owner of the business, Mr. Othman is here. I've been advised that he's going to invoke his Fifth Amendment right not to testify. He has not had any charges brought against him as of yet, but I believe he's been advised by counsel that he's somewhat leery of testifying and might state something under oath that could be used against him and charges could be brought against him. So we're going to proceed how it's sometimes handled in criminal courts, that I'm going to present the evidence through the records that would be presented as if it was a full hearing, and counsel's not going to object to any of that evidence. And then at the conclusion of my presentation of what all the evidence would be, what the evidence is, without even having live testimony from the officers, I'm going to ask you to revoke the business license of the licensee. Does everyone kind of understand that? And for the record, I would say it benefits the licensee that, in case further criminal proceedings go on or brought against him, I should say. And it also benefits the village also, because then we don't have one or a couple of officers testifying under oath, because their testimony too is going to be used in subsequent criminal matters, and if they were to misspeak or say something inappropriate, potentially that could be used in the criminal matter, which we don't want to jeopardize. That's being handled by the state attorney's office. All right, so I guess that counsel step up and introduce himself and his client.
shall I have my client step forward to the people?
Yeah, because they both perhaps sit down at the table and introduce yourselves, and if you could basically
May I short statement? The green light should be on. If not, you just have to hold the button down. We have
because if you just
Yes, sir.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Jason Danilian, D-A-N-I-E-L-I-A-N. And in preparation of my appearance here, I did prepare a written appearance and hearing. I've signed it with my credentials, and I'll provide a copy to counsel. And as counsel indicated, upon having received first and foremost a copy of the amended charge, I did contact counsel, and he was kind enough to extend me superlative professional courtesy by not only providing me with, based on a phone call, my introductions, a copy of the original charge, but also a copy of all the police reports that were generated in conjunction with the criminal matters that give rise to the license revocation matter before the court. I spoke with my client, and although the record should reflect that we are formally denying the charge, we are prepared to agree that whatever counsel recites on the record, based upon the police reports, we are agreeing that if those witnesses were called to testify, that they would testify in however fashion counsel wishes to recite. I'm quite certain that will be consistent with what's written in the client that he remained silent, that he not testify, and therefore he would not even be able to then mount a viable defense to or a contest to the matters before the village board, and that we will address.
All right.
With that, I'm just going to go through some of the exhibits and the evidence that I was prepared to present through the witnesses. Initially, I would note that we're here based upon section 110.10 of the village code, which allows the village board to suspend or revoke a business license that's been issued to a business here in town if the village board were to determine that the conduct or behavior of the business in operating the business constitutes either a nuisance in fact or a clear and present danger to the public health, safety, or general welfare of the community. It's the first exhibit. You've all been, I believe, given a copy of the notice of charge, hearing, and 10-day suspension of the business license. I'll have that marked as Village Exhibit A. Under your village code, you're allowed to suspend any of your businesses if you believe that they've operated and are conducting business in a way that's a nuisance or that they affect the general welfare, health, or safety of the community. Your code requires that the license holder be allowed to have a hearing within 8 days of that 10-day suspension, and that's really why we're here today. They've served with this suspension initially on May 28th. Today's the 8th day. As far as the 10-day suspension, it certainly will stay in effect. So then the next step is for the village board to determine whether or not the business license should be further suspended or completely revoked. We've amended the charges and gave a copy to the license holder as well as council. I asked that that be marked as Village Exhibit B. The only change in the amended charge is that we've added in that there is an individual who worked at the hookup, who we believe is the same individual that was one of the individuals arrested at ABC Wireless. The individual's name from the hookup is Mohammed H. Ramadan, who is one of the employees who called the hookup of the business at the same location last year, which business license was revoked when illegal drugs and stolen merchandise were recovered from the back room of the business. As far as the testimony and evidence that would be presented, it would come by way of Detective Grossman of your police department as well as Officer Brown. And the testimony would essentially state that on May 17th of this year, they were involved in an investigation to look into theft and counterfeit products and trademark violations at ABC Wireless and Clothing. There was some information that name brand articles such as Nike, True Religion, Louis Vuitton, those type of merchandise was being sold there, and that it was counterfeit merchandise, not actual merchandise that was produced and made by Nike and True Religion and Louis Vuitton and sold under that label to their customers. ABC Wireless and Clothing, again, is located at 2583 Sauk Trail in the village of Sauk Village. And you would hear testimony that your police department was working along with an individual by the name of Kevin Reed, R-E-A-D, who you would learn is a vice president of Kirby and Associates. They are a private investigative firm, and they specialize in looking into counterfeit and trademark infringements. They work for a number of manufacturers. They received information that these types of violations were potentially occurring at ABC Wireless. So the police department worked with Mr. Reed, and they worked with a an off-duty Chicago police officer, a female by the name of Carol McGee, MCGHEE. And on May 17th of this year, she went into ABC Wireless at approximately 11:30 a.m. She was given pre-recorded funds. She was searched before she went over to the location, and they keep constant surveillance of her as she goes over to the location. They observed her go into the store. She exited the store after about 10 to 15 minutes. She was followed back to the police department, and at the police department she explained that she, inside the store, she used the $40 of pre-recorded currency that was given to her by the police department, and she purchased a t-shirt and a music DVD. The t-shirt that she purchased was supposed to be manufactured and produced by True Religion, which is a manufacturer of t-shirts and certain apparel. And Kevin Reed was able to check out the t-shirt in person. He's an expert in this field. He was able to determine that it was not a True Religion t-shirt. Based upon what took place, the police department then proceeded over to ABC Wireless within the next 30 minutes. Inside, there was 3 employees. The employees' names were Mohammed Khattab, K-A-T-T-A-B, Mohammed Ramadan, and a Firas, F-I-R-A-S, last name S-U-L-I-E-M-A. Those 3 individuals were placed in custody, and the police department went through the store and they recovered many items that were determined to be counterfeit by Mr. Reed. And a short list of what was recovered or the police department recovered 95 pairs of Nike shoes, 60 True Religion items, 40 Louis Vuitton items, miscellaneous Gucci and Tory Burch items, Michael Kors items. There was 57 bootleg DVD movies, multiple bootleg miscellaneous music CDs. They recovered an Apple computer, which was used to burn CDs and DVDs. Mr. Reed reviewed and inspected all the items and determined that all of the items that were recovered were in fact counterfeit. The pre-recorded funds that were given to Ms. McGee was recovered from the cash register. Those funds were taken into evidence and as part of all the evidence that was recovered inside the store. The 3 employees were then transported to the police station. All 3 were Mirandized, which is the warnings that you always hear on TV shows. They understood the Miranda warnings, they signed the Miranda statements, and they all gave brief statements. Mr. Ramada testified that he has worked at that location for approximately 6 months, and he knew that all the items that were recovered were counterfeit, and the counterfeit items were sold from that location. Mr. Khattab also was Miranda, signed his Miranda form, stated that he's worked there for 2 weeks, and he also knew that all the items were counterfeit. And Mr. Solima, I believe how it's pronounced, testified that he is the technician, he works at the phone location, and he too was aware that the items sold out of the store were counterfeit. Then when the individuals were back at the police station, the officers, they run their fingerprints, look into the criminal background, and they were able to determine that 2 of the men that were arrested were out on parole. Mr. Ramadan was on parole based upon a felony conviction for violation of Counterfeit Trademark Act, which is what this investigation was about. So he's done it before. He was convicted in May of 2009. All 3 of those individuals, as I stated previously, have been charged with felonies under the Counterfeit Trademark Act, and those charges are pending in the Markham Courthouse and are being handled by the Cook County State Attorney's Office. The only other additional exhibits that I was going to give to you and include in the record would be Village Exhibit 1, which is the application for a business license that was completed and filled out by Camille Hoffman. Village Exhibit 2 is the actual business license that was issued to ABC Wireless and Clothing. Because I've got copies of these for you. Village Exhibit 3 is a printout dated May 29th of this year from Jesse White, the Secretary of State, which shows that ABC Wireless and Clothing is a corporation within the state of Illinois, but it is not in good standing. Either they did not pay the fees or fill out the proper paperwork, but they're not recognized as a corporation in good standing within the state. And Village Exhibit 4 is an article about the arrest, which I just wanted to introduce because it has a photo of the 3 individuals that were arrested, and I wasn't sure who was going to show up here tonight. And that would be, in sum, all the evidence that we were prepared to present before you tonight through Detective Grossman and Officer Brown. I believe that based upon all the evidence and the documents, after review them, clearly this business, this location has been a nuisance for some time. This business that is not a business in good standing in the state is a nuisance, and it does nothing to benefit your community. I would note that on the application, the business is not even applied for a sales tax number. I don't even know if your community's received any sales tax revenues from the sales from this business. I don't believe there's any reason to not revoke the business license of ABC Wireless and Clothing. And I believe the appropriate motion would be to revoke the business license of this business.
Is that all you have?
That would be it.
With that before us, you've already paid, you're not going any further?
No, for the record, we are contesting the revocation, just for the record, cognizant of the fact that we presented the case. I'm stipulating to the exhibits, I stipulate that the copies of the self-authenticating documents are sure to have any copies. I'm just point out that mindful of the fact that the items were located in the business address that's the object and the subject of the license revocation. My client insists here was not there at the time, and I understand that he's not being revoked or sought to be revoked or rather the license itself. But I would just point that out that the 3 individuals that were arrested in prison for stolen he did not give any statements, so they simply gave himself and the others that request.
All right. With that, I look for a motion to recess to executive session for discussion of evidence and testimony presented during the hearing before a quasi adjudicative board. Is there a motion? So, a motion and a second? Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
She said to call that one. I'm sorry. Burgess. Burgess. Thank you. Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Oscar.
Here.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
All right, we'll recess to executive session.
No, I just made that one.
Burgess. Gordon.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Oscar.
Here.
You didn't have to do that right.
Here.
I ain't sorry.
All right, we have matter before us, Camille Hoffman. Sorry about the name, I'm not getting it. ABC Wireless and Clothing, business license B-33, case number SV 2013-001. After reviewing what's through before us tonight, I'm asking for a motion to revoke the business license number B-33 of ABC Wireless and Clothing. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess. Yes. Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington. Yes. Williams.
Motion carries. As for a motion, anything else? Okay, any more draw anything else?
Yeah, I'll draw a ruler, be signed and sent down to our council.
All right. Need a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any